What? I know we can't go on holiday. It's just my video setup. Chill and stay home. Bonjour fragrance lovers, welcome back. In today's video I'm talking about a tropical scent which I feel is great for today, because I was supposed to do that video in the garden, but it's like a tropical storm at the moment. It's very heavy, you know, very humid temperature, so I thought it was perfect to talk about this scent today. Today we're talking about Aqua Allegoria, and this is Coconut Fizz. So do I really need to do an introduction on Guerlain? Guerlain is 190 years of expertise in fragrance. It's also a house that I really cherish because it's a lot of history, a lot of background, a lot of craftsmanship, a lot of everything, and it's so interesting to deep and dive through the inspiration of the brand and everything. So I might do that at some point, but for this one let's stick to the fragrance. We're gonna talk about a collection that is the Aqua Allegoria. So it's a collection that I always really love because these are the fresher scent, the fresher cologne like. I love them because they really have that touch Guerlain has, which is always like a bit more deeper. It does always have that stickiness that the honey will get, because you know the emblem of the brand is a bee, you know, and I find it's fascinating anyway. It is not like all the colognes, it's around the bergamot. So basically they're trying to remaster the bergamot through each of the fragrance they launch in this range. An allegoria is a like little poem, little metaphor or something like that, so it's usually linked to nature, so it doesn't mean to be like your beast mode. It's here to be soft and delicate. And just a little quick thing about the creator. So it's Daphne Jerk. She studied in Grasse, so the cradle of perfumery. Again and again we come back to Grasse. And she's quite new in the business, but she created mainly things for Guerlain, like Mon Guerlain for example. She's done a lot of those ones, and some of the Aqua Allegoria already. Ginger Piquant, Bergamot Calabria, and Joyeuse Tuberose. Anyway, today we go through Coconut Fizz. So the ingredient of course is called coconut, so whatever is coconut, but, and that's my main point about this review, is it's coconut water. So a lot of people when they smell a coconut scent are like, oh, they're expecting something very sweet, very sunny, sultry, ultra comforting, because coconut in our business of fragrance or in anything, body lotion, whatever, in coconut is usually quite sweet and creamy, ultra creamy. But for this one it's coconut water, so it's really different. Like the first time I don't know if you try to drink coconut milk, but it's not sweet and creamy at all. It's more like watery, very soft, and it's got that undertone that we know of coconut but without all the sweetness. So this is where it is really, so you can't expect it to be creamy and things. And I think it's something that's been misunderstood in this fragrance, because I've seen a lot of comments and reviews being like, oh, it's too light, it smells just watery and there's no coconut, and I'm like, well, it's coconut water. What do you expect? There's some water fruit as well, so it feels a bit sweeter. There's something very acidic inside that I think is the bergamot mixed with the water fruit probably. It feels a bit like uplifting at the beginning, so there's just this touch of uplifting but without being too much. And to give a bit of creaminess to this coconut water, we have a base in sandalwood, and sandalwood is the creamiest wood, and it gives like a nice soft undertone, smooth undertone without being too extravagant. So it's a simple composition, very smooth, very delicate, and it smells a bit fizzy, like just like the title say, but in a way that it's effervescent. When I wear it, it's more like a skin scent, so you can feel it on your skin, but it's more delicate. So it's more when you're moving around that you're gonna feel it just floating on top of your skin, like a delicate veil you're putting on you. also to me, like all these water accords make me think of something like cucumber. It's really like a bomb of moisture. It feels a lot of water, and that's why I was saying to you that the weather is pretty well matched today, because it's not make me think of the ultra sunny tropical country. It makes me think you're in a tropical country or whatever, it's, you know, you're on holiday and it's the mid-afternoon or the evening, and you sit down, you're having a glass of a very refreshing cocktail, not sweet at all, not the pina colada, it's not that coconut. Just observing the sunset, it's very warm, but it's starting to be a bit night, and it's slightly wet, I would say, kind of weather. Like it's quite heavy weather without being sunny and crazy. It's more that type of vibe. Nearly like it's been raining a bit before, and I think it's so amazing. Like yesterday I was sitting on my sofa and I was wearing this, and when I was moving I could feel it, and it makes me feel that I was on holiday. Really, it makes me feel I was on holiday, because I could smell that soft tone that really makes me think of like nearly like a sun cream that you apply around tropical island. It was quite warm, so my door was open to the garden, and I thought it was so relaxing. It's not a warm coconut scent, it is a cool one, and it's been created, that cool effect's been created by the water, obviously the coconut water, and it really gives that wet cool look, not at all the very warm and sultry and creamy and invasive coconut you used to. And that's why you can maybe please people that don't really like those coconut accords, because it's more like a bomb of moisture. So that's why for me this fragrance is literally the queen of the coconut. The fact that it's not sweet gives a sophistication to the scent that is really unusual, because when you wear your coconut scent, very coconutty, I don't feel like I want to wear something very sophisticated. I want to be more cool, relax, you know, wear some colors and stuff like that. This is more, okay, I'm on holiday, it's quite warm, you know, it's holidays, but I want to look very sophisticated. I'm ready to have a little date night, you know, something like that. Even if you go to the beach, like you're wearing something quite sophisticated to go to the beach, very elegant. This is for me what it makes me think like. And I feel that's why for me Guerlain made a really nice move, and it's uplifting but not too much with the fruit. It's elegant, and it's also a very unusual coconut, and that's why some people didn't understand, because it's so unusual. So you need to be open-minded to that. That's exactly how I felt, because I read about it before with Guerlain and everything before smelling it, and my mind was setting up to don't think of a coconut too much, think it's coconut water, so don't expect that warm sultry effect. That's it. And I feel it's so refreshing to actually get something different. So longevity could be better, but compared to what is explained to me and how it's created, I can't expect something else. It's a skin scent. A skin scent is something you can smell on your skin when you move and things like that, but not all the time. It's not something that people will follow you by your sillage like this. It's more, you know, calm, quiet, classy, on your skin, effervescent, meaning it's moving during the day with a lot of contrast. For some people, I understand it can be frustrating, but for me, I feel that it's all the beauty of this scent. Shall I talk to you about the bottle now? So the bottle, as you can see, like on the close-up, so you've got all this honey, little house of the bee in there. So that's because it's the symbol of Guerlain. And if you don't know, actually, like it's the symbol of Guerlain since long now, because the time the perfumer was Pierre-François Pascal Guerlain. Pierre-François Pascal Guerlain. Pierre-François Pascal Guerlain. He was the perfumer at the time, and he's been asked to create another cologne, a cologne which is called Cologne Impériale, and it was for Eugénie. She was the empress of the time, so she was married to Napoleon, and it's actually for the wedding that they created Cologne Impériale, and he put those bees things that he saw is very royal, is linked to royalty. And it's also, Guerlain wants to remind by this that they're very close to nature and to sustainable development, which is amazing. And at the time, it was not like the subject to be really sustainable, but it was a symbol of royalty already, the bee. And you've got, you know, the little cap is so stunning. I love attention to details, and that's why I really enjoy the bottles as well. I think it's beautiful because the bottle, it's not just a bottle, it's not just about the juice, it's about the history that the bottles give you when you buy a luxury fragrance. It tells you stories, and this is what it tells me. It's an allegoria, and it not only makes me think of, you know, what you put in the garden. I need to find a picture of that, and it looks really romantic. So it's just like a little poetry that it gives you. The bee is just there, that details over here, and also you've got that light blue colors that definitely give you the tone, because if it was just a coconut scent, why won't it be like white and, you know, just a plain color scent? No, it's a blue tone scent, showing you it's going to be a cool temperature scent, which is, I think, very clever. So overall, I absolutely adore this scent, and I think that's going to be one of my main scents of spring and summer. Even just now, staying at home wearing that is really nice for my brain, and I just love it, so I wanted to share it with you. So tell me what you think of the fragrance, what you think of the review, and anything. Also, if you like the video and if you love my content, just subscribe to my channel, share it if you like, leave me a little like, and follow me on Instagram. I've done a little IGTV on my unboxing of this and Valentino Uomo, so feel free to join. And that's it. Thank you so much. Bye now.